Hello and welcome into technically my first week of Wellness Wednesday on my Living Holistically Whole YouTube page. Today is a very controversial topic, and it's one that I oftentimes get a ton of DMs and questions about, and just how you can support your body, different things that you can incorporate when you are ready to ditch the pill forever. And so today we are diving all into breaking up with birth control and how to really support your body essentially when you have come to the decision to get off birth control, but also what can you actually expect? What are different things and symptoms that you need to be cognizant of that could potentially come up when you've made the decision to ditch birth control forever? Now, I know that this can be a sticky topic because maybe you are not ready for that in your life. Maybe you feel more comfortable being on birth control. And I want to first preference this by saying this is a very safe place. I know that everyone has their different rhyme or reasons essentially why they were on birth control or why they are currently still on birth control. And I respect that. As a holistic health practitioner, I work with many women who stay on birth control. And I have worked with many women who have chosen to move away from birth control to really support their body to prep themselves for their fertile years after they get married and they're ready to conceive. And so there is so many different spaces of this spectrum. And so I just want to preference this by saying all are welcome. This is not a one size fits all. I am here to simply educate you and to help you to understand different things that you can do to support your body, like I mentioned, if you do choose to stay on it. But also, when you decide to break up with birth control, what are things that you need to be aware of that could potentially happen? And also, how do you put key foundational pieces in place so that way, when you are ready to ditch the birth control forever, your body is in a beautiful transitional state to not have those post birth control symptoms? So, let's just dive into essentially what to expect when you're actually coming off of the pill. Now, everyone, to be honest, and every woman experiences some different degree of transition symptoms when coming off the pill. This really just depends on your unique biology, your own personal health, other factors such as what does your nutrition look like, your exercise, is your nervous system in a constant state of fight or flight? These are all key things that really need to come into play when we are looking at ditching birth control forever. Now, some common transitional symptoms could be things like breast tenderness, changes in your breast tissue. So just your breast being a little bit more tender and sore throughout the month. Changes in sex drive. I have had a lot of women who have transitioned off who actually have experienced their sex drive going through the roof compared to when they were on it, not having a sex drive. You could experience, extra fatigue, some hair loss, dry skin, acne, mood changes, which is a huge one, and then irregular periods. There is an adjustment period typically within, I would say, 90 days to 6 months for your body to fully rid of those synthetic hormones. It's important to understand that if you are on any form of hormonal birth control to manage symptoms like irregular periods, maybe you were on it because of painful periods, acne, or even more severe symptoms like PCOS, endometriosis, you want to be aware that those symptoms could potentially come up and present themselves again. And so that's why I'm here to really help to show you that there's things again that you can put in place foundationally before you decide to just come off cold turkey. Hormonal birth control, you guys, and something that I really want you to understand from this, again, there's no right or wrong here. But the thing with hormonal birth control is hormonal birth control simply masks our symptoms without actually addressing the root cause. And it's something that I see day in and day out in my practice. It's a huge issue. So I don't want to sit here and discourage you, but I do want to let you know that this is really the time if you're choosing to ditch birth control, you're choosing to move away from it. It's a time in your life for you to fully understand what is at the systems in your body in regards to what is the root cause of your imbalances. Because when it comes to PCOS and endometriosis, which I will do a series on those, Those are typically symptoms to a deeper level of root cause issues that are going on in your systems within your body. Our symptoms are typically like our red flag waving. It is when our body has reached that level of severity and it starts to show us different signs. And so those are your symptoms. So your symptoms are never the root to your problem. Your symptoms are just literally your body telling you, I need help. The systems are what we need to understand to get to this root of those symptoms. So, what happens typically within your body when you are coming off hormonal birth control? So, when you are on any form of hormonal birth control, your body is literally fed the synthetic hormones that typically our body naturally makes. And throughout the month, it really has no response to no reproductive hormones essentially within your body, which just means that your body is not actually going through the natural cycle rhythm that we experience every single month. So typically throughout the month, you have 4 different phases. You have your follicular phase, your ovulation phase, your luteal phase, and your menstrual phase. And these are all different phases that are a part of our natural God-given ability of being a woman. They're really key and important pieces. But when you are on synthetic hormones from birth control, your body does not naturally go through those different phases. And so I know that a lot of women sometimes get on birth control because their cycle is just so severe and they just can't deal with it, or they just don't want to have their bleed if they go on the IUD. A natural cycle, you guys, is a very complex, but it's a very beautiful gift that we have as women to not only help our bodies to naturally rid of toxins monthly, but it's a natural way to cleanse our internal organs. So when you are getting your monthly bleed, it is a way for your body to naturally cleanse. And I want you to understand that that is incredibly important, especially as you go through your child rearing years. So during your first few days of bleeding, which is the start of your cycle, your brain scans your body to register low levels of either estrogen or progesterone. And then it sends a signal to your ovaries to start making more estrogen. As our estrogen levels essentially build up in our body, this eventually triggers another chemical messenger from the brain to induce ovulation. So, as you can see, this process is incredibly unique and beautiful and really important. But when you're on birth control, this doesn't happen. The whole point of our cycle, you guys, is to ovulate. Ovulation is what helps our body's natural ability to produce the hormones within our body. And if we are not ovulating monthly, our corpus luteum, which is connected into our brain, we can start really experiencing other symptoms like die off of our natural progesterone, our estrogen becoming very excessive. And this is what we oftentimes call estrogen dominance in our field. And so there's a lot of different things when you are on birth control that your body is not naturally producing. Now, when you come off hormonal birth control, your body has to first literally detox all of these synthetic hormones, especially estrogen, from the pill, because your body is not in a state yet to start to actually produce enough estrogen to then allow your body to ovulate naturally. And so when women are coming off birth control, again, sometimes your period can be delayed, or you can have different symptoms of coming off of the pill because your body is now in an estrogen state of being dominant. And progesterone, which is the hormone that helps you ovulate, is typically at a lower state. So your body is going to take some time to adjust. Some things that you can do, whether you were on the pill and you choose to stay on it, or when you are coming off, to support the natural secretions of excess hormones, estrogen within your body, is eating a raw carrot salad every single day. A raw carrot salad is a natural way to bind against excess estrogen within your body. It is a very cheap and inexpensive way to do this without having to go to supplements like Dime and different things to help to rid your body of excess estrogen. You can be doing this while you are taking hormonal birth control, if you're choosing to stay on it, to support your body and to make sure that you're not having estrogen overload. And so the ways you can make a raw carrot salad are literally shredding a carrot. I always buy raw organic carrots. You don't ever want to buy like the pre-packaged carrots. Those oftentimes are synthetic carrots. And so literally look for just straight raw, like big carrots. You bring them home, wash them, you can shred them. So you can shred 1 to 2 for a raw carrot salad, add a little bit of Celtic sea salt into that, some coconut oil, and that's literally it. You can add some squeezed lemon if you want to, but this is your body's natural way, or something you can do to support the excess estrogen within your body and helping to bind against it and rid against it. Now, another thing that is really important when you were either on birth control or you were coming off birth control is heavily focusing on your nutrition. When you are on the pill, your body is severely depleted of key minerals like sodium, magnesium, potassium. Magnesium is one of the most important minerals that we can be absorbing as women. But when you are on the pill, your body is severely nutrient deficient in these key minerals. And so it's going to take some time again to support your body. Other things you can do while on the pill or when coming off is to make sure that you're eating healthy fats, avocado, coconut oil, olive oil, really supporting your body in helping to produce these natural hormones. And when you do decide to come off, your body's already in a beautiful foundational place nutritionally to really allow this process and transition to be easier for you. So the base of our reproductive hormones, which is estrogen and progesterone, is cholesterol, which we get from healthy fats. You need enough healthy cholesterol to produce adequate hormone levels within your body. And so focusing on nourishment when you are on the pill or again coming off of it is really focusing on those healthy fats. Again, avocado, olive oil, ghee, nuts, seeds, fatty fish, things that are going to be really beneficial. The next thing you can do is making sure that you are upping your fiber intake. Fiber plays such a crucial role when it comes to hormone detoxification within our body. And if you're not getting enough fiber, you will have a very hard time removing these synthetic hormones, especially estrogen, remaining in your body after coming off. Things you can do to up your fiber is greens. Greens is an excellent way to get enough fiber in. Also upping your veggies, crucified veggies, your beans, chia seeds, clean whole grains that are really good sourced whole grains. These are all really key important things that you can do. I personally love drinking a green smoothie every single day. I literally take half a banana, a handful of spinach. I use Athletic Greens. That's the brand that I personally use, or doTERRA greens. And I will mix in about 8 to 12 ounces of 3 Trees organic almond milk and then frozen mango. It is so delicious, you guys, and it's so easy, and it's something that I crave every single day, but it also supports my fiber within my body. And so again, making sure you're upping your fiber intake. So the first thing is looking at healthy fats. The second thing that you can do, whether you're on it or coming off, is to up your fiber intake. The third thing you can do is boost your micronutrients. So we have our macronutrients and our micronutrients. I will go into a video in depth about both of these, but your micronutrients are essentially the key minerals within your body that oftentimes get depleted by stress, our cortisol levels being too high, hormonal birth control, different things can really deplete these micronutrients that we need to support a lot of different key factors internally in our system. And so you want to focus on replenishing these nutrients. The pill oftentimes really depletes B vitamins, magnesium, zinc, and selenium. So food sources to get these is always what I recommend to my clients, because minerals can be tricky. Sometimes you cannot feel very great if you go way too fast with incorporating minerals. So always go the food route first before doing targeted like supplementation. Things that you can do to really boost your micronutrients when it comes to like B vitamins, magnesium, zinc, and selenium. Honestly, you can eat raw liver. I know that sounds gross. If you are not a huge fan of it, you can take a raw liver supplement. Paleo Valley is the one that I recommend and love, and it is really phenomenal. And so that is a really good way to make sure you're getting those micronutrients if you want to go that supplementation route. But it's really important when you're on and coming off birth control that you are really supporting those micronutrients within your body. The next thing that you can do is eat fermented foods. So fermented foods are definitely a way to really support your body's natural detoxification. The pill in particular has like an antibiotic effect essentially on your gut. If you were to take an antibiotic, it actually takes 1 to 2 years for your body to actually rid of that microorganism that is introduced to your gut microbiome. And it takes literally 1 to 2 years to rebuild that good bacteria, that good quality and quantity of bacteria that your gut microbiome needs. And so when you're eating fermented foods, this is a way to really help. So fermented veggies like kamich and sauerkraut really are important. They are really high quality source foods for probiotics. And then digestion, you guys, it's really the cornerstone of our health. So if you're looking at ways to support your gut, especially on the pill or before transitioning off, getting on a really good gut regimen when it comes to like prebiotics, probiotics, different things. I personally recommend Microbiome Labs or standard process supplements to my clients. And so there's different things that you can do supplementary along with focusing on eating fermented veggies. The next thing you can do is making sure you're eating more crucified veggies. So in addition to making sure you're upping your fiber intake, to allow your body to, again, remove that excess estrogen, you can really up your crucified veggie intake, like cauliflower, Brussels sprouts. These vegetables contain a high amount of a compound called DIME. Oftentimes, women who are estrogen dominant will be recommended to take a DIME supplement. You can, however, get this through, again, the food that you are eating. So Brussels sprouts, cauliflower, things to really help to break down the estrogen within your body. And then the last thing you can do is work with a practitioner to focus on a post birth control cleanse. I personally use Cellcore in my practice. They are phenomenal. They use trace minerals, natural ingredients, or if someone is going more of a supplemental route. But one thing to really keep in mind, whether you are on birth control or you're wanting to transition off, is you have to be patient with your body. It's not uncommon, you guys, to feel fatigued when coming off birth control or to feel tired or moody in the months after you decide now's the time to just ditch and get off of birth control. Your natural hormone levels most likely remain low for a few months. This doesn't mean forever. And it's important to respect that and to give your body a place to feel safe to come back into its natural rhythm. It's really important to allow, your natural cycle to essentially come back naturally without forcing it. So again, following those key things when it comes to supporting your body on it and off it, it really does allow the transition period to be easier. And the transition of what you experience after might not be as hard or as crucial. So those are the different things to really support breaking up with birth control and how to support your body. If you're wanting a deeper dive into this, a beautiful place to start is in my Cycle Sync course. I dive really deep into so many different things: macro micronutrients, nutrition, looking at creating a balanced plate, the diet culture and how it affects us as women. I dive into the 4 phases of your cycle, how to eat for the phases of your cycle, how to support your body. What does ovulation look like? A lot of women who come off birth control, they don't even know what their natural rhythm is and what essentially it looks like when your body is naturally ovulating and what is considered a healthy ovulation. I also go deep into mineral support. Again, those micronutrients that your body really needs to support yourself at that foundational level. And then I also talk about food labeling. what to be looking for when you're grocery shopping. I provide over 200 recipes to support your body and your hormones, and it is a beautiful place to begin on your journey of breaking up with birth control. I hope this video was helpful for you. If you have questions, you can find me over at holisticallywhole.co on Instagram, or you can email me at holisticallywhole.co@gmail.com. I hope you have a beautiful day, and I will see you next Wednesday.